Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be SSak and Shine on Eclipse. Really fun TVZ. Sent to me by RJB. Going to be a great one for your Saturday. Top right, it is SSak or sSak. I don't know, man. Haven't decided yet. Bottom left, it's going to be Shine. Shine is easy to say. It's not Shine, it's just Shine. It's going to be a TVZ. We're going to see if it's going to be mech, maybe a mech opening on a two-player map, maybe a transition into mech as well. We will see where Terry the Overlord chooses to scout, because scouting on a two-player map can be dangerous for Terry, because you know where the Overlord is going to go, right? Right across the map, you can send down a Marine and kill him on his scouting path, but look, Terry is smart. He's going to go ahead and go on the high ground here. He's going to go ahead and try to avoid being seen by an SCV so that the Marine will not know where he is. And Terry is practicing safe scouting. Yeah, I know you're happy to be back on a jungle tile set here today, but the other side is a space tile set. I have no idea how that is possible in the lore of StarCraft, but let's not think about it too much. Walling off at the front with a supply depot and a barracks. You can't see the barracks yet, but it is gonna be there. Eggs like this just help to wall off. Sometimes I get comments like, why are there weird eggs all over the place on this map? Just helping to wall off, and if you want to open it up, you can by killing the eggs. I think it's a fairly elegant solution to walling off on weird maps like this. There you go. Barracks coming out. Hatch firsting here is Shine. He is blind hatch firsting here. He has no idea if it's going to be a proxy or a double racks. So getting away with it here, because this is a very standard opening from our guy, sSak. I'm going to just call him sSak, I think. Yeah, let me know in the comments if it's sSak or if it's going to be a sSak. Pool, gas, everything standard here for a hatch first from the Zerg player. And yeah, happy Saturday. Hit that like button if you're excited to see a TVZ, a long macro TVZ featuring two players that are on even footing, I feel like, in StarCraft Brood War in 2025. So there we go. There we go, walling off. But this drone says, I know what you're going to do here. Barracks in the wall, you haven't expanded yet. But you are going to expand soon. But that's why we wall off here, right? Because the drone didn't see, has no idea if there's an expansion here. There could be two racks inside the main base. And super aggression here from sSak, but how will we respond? Lair. Lair. Don't know what the Terran player is doing? Mutalisks. Mutalisks is the answer there. We've got ourselves a refinery on the way. And not an engineering bay. So I think it's gonna be a mech play here for our guy sSak. Terry the Overlord still hasn't been seen. Very stealthy, very ninja here from Terry. Barry here as well, scouting. Steve the SCV scouting as well. He says, are we gonna see a third base? Gonna see like a third base down here maybe? I guess we are scouting for an Overlord or scouting for a drone? Yeah, look at this. Hiding in the factory here. It is going to be a mech opening. Yeah, I do not watch these replays before I cast them because I want to be surprised with you guys. And check it out, man. Mech opening here on Eclipse. Can't remember the last time we saw mech versus Zerg on Eclipse. We've seen it on like Circuit Breakers and Polypoid and Fighting Spirit and other maps like that, but not so much something we've seen here on the Eclipse. We've got a Spire on the way. Charon Boost is the first upgrade we will see on the machine shop, because Mutalisks against Vultures and tanks are not a good idea for the Terran player. Academy on the way. Supply depot. Not getting supply blocked here is sSak. Excellent, excellent stuff. And third base at about 4.5 minutes for our guy Shine. This is a YOLO scout. And bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah, so we saw the lair. He pretty much, I think he saw the Spire there. But better safe than sorry, right? Whoa, hang on a second. What the? He floats the factory over here, builds a vulture at it. Oh, I kind of love this. So vulture doesn't come out the front door. It comes out over here so that the Zerg player can't see it coming. Oh, that's crazy. And now he's getting a starport. He's not going 2-port Wraith, is he? Is he going 2-port Wraith? He's getting... Wait. He's getting a barracks and an armory. What is happening? What is this build? It's going to be vulture play. It's going to be 2 racks. It's going to be a starport with nothing happening at it. There's your control tower. Is he going to try to drop? It's like a 4 vulture drop inside the enemy base play while going into SK Terran. Because look, he's got medics. He's getting stim. Is he getting some Valkyries maybe? This is an interesting play out of SSak. Oh my goodness. Is he not having an engineering bay? Nope, it's in the top right. So he does have an NG bay, so he's throwing up missile turrets. He's bringing the factory back home. I don't even know where that vulture went. I don't think that vulture got anything done at all. I think it got intercepted either by Lings or by Mutalisks and got killed because I don't see him anywhere. He didn't do much whatsoever. So the Mutas are going to hop it on in. Turret timing is just in the nick of time there. Maybe playing a little bit dangerous, but yeah, there's the Valkyrie production. So there's just a little bit of vulture play. And then into Valks right away to deal with these Mutalisks. It's a +1 flyer attack. So it is going to be a bunch of Mutalisks here. Valkyries are going to be really nice. Yeah, look at that. Valkyrie Splash really keeps Mutas away from this position. They love parking out here and killing SCVs and coming in and going out and coming in. And then the Valkyrie shows up and they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah, we shouldn't park here. We can't. We can't park here with the Valkyrie Splash just covering this area in the hands of a good Terran player, which SSak is. Yeah, killing Overlords with the Valkyrie, getting a lot of damage on Mutalisks. Lings get a bit of a run by. Oh, they got distracted by the Mutalisks. Lings get in. They see the racks. They see the Academy blinking. They know what this is. So saw the early Vulture and said, and saw the Valkyrie and said, But it is SK Terran with Valkyrie play. 3 Valkyries are pretty much the standard number here to go against the Mutalisks, especially in large numbers. The third one is on the way. There's a scan. He sees 2 Sunkens popping up. He sees the Hydras. Okay, it's going to be Hydras. It's going to be Lurker Aspect. It's not done yet, man. This is going to be Hydra without Lurker, but Sunken, yes. Scourge to try to counter the Valkyries here. Loving it. Like it a lot. Muta's going to try to engage, but it's so hard to do when there are Valkyries overhead and underfoot. Okay, they're never really underfoot. It's more of an overhead thing. Yeah. So Lurker, there you go. Lurker eggs. Oh, blocking off access, and they'll provide defense at the same time. That worked out so well for Shine. These players' timings are just disgusting. They are just so sick. That is so good to see. Armory, not working on upgrades. +1 attack is coming in. Valkyries killing Scourge from 8 miles away. Lurker's top of the ramp. Sunken's Lurker's natural base. Both players, or both bases, have that going on for him. So looking good here from Shine. He's getting a Queen's Nest. He's pretty locked up tight here until tanks show up, and tanks are out. Or until a Radiate shows up. Probably going to get both of those things. Yeah, probably going to happen. Hunting these Overlords might not be a bad idea. Wait. Where'd the Valks go? They came home. Okay, I was like, they didn't die. I didn't hear any Valkyries die. Not that they have a very particular death sound. They just kind of go something like that. Siege mode is in production. You can start sieging up these positions. Really nicely played. I like kind of having the Queen's Nest up here. I like it because you don't need it once you start the Hive, unless the Hive gets canceled or something. But you're not making Queens here today. This isn't a mech play. You could ensnare these Marines. It's a good play. I wish we had more of it. Marines harassing these boys on the backside as they're trying to join their friends, but they've taken Valkyrie hits. They are bruised up. Yeah, some of them are very close to death. 2 or 3. Okay. Oh, the Mutas died. That was not good from Shine. He engaged and he should not have there. Definitely not. Lurkers. Trying to buy some time there, forcing a siege up, and there you go, sieging up, not worrying about the Queen's Nest. Obviously, 3 Hydras are free, though, unless you just let the Hydras... Wow! That should not have happened. They should not have gotten that tank. Both players making some mistakes here. Again, this is not Flash versus Jaedong. This is two players who we know but aren't exactly going to win ASL 21 or anything, but still, losing all his mutas like that. Yeah, Lurker's not having a good time versus these tanks. I can't believe that first tank died. That really slowed this push down. Another tank coming in to replace the one. Lurkers. Like, do we fight against the mutas or do we fight against the Lurkers is the question here. They're going to get a tank with Lurkers, maybe. Ah, tank sniped Lurkers, killed it. Yo, Shine! What a sick engagement there. The Marines were really indecisive about whether they should attack the Lurkers or attack the Mutalisks overhead. And they kind of split their attention, and the push gets entirely shut down. SSak has to go home in shame, and Shine holds it. He loses a couple Sunkens, he loses a couple Lurkers, loses all of his Mutalisks. Looking fantastic. So, no third base. Zerg has map controlling. Muta here, +1 attack on these Mutas, really helping immensely too. Adrenal's on the way for these Lings. They're getting a Carapace upgrade. Defiler Mound is on the way. This is great. This is a really solid opening 10 minutes here from Shine, I would say, other than using those bruised Mutalisks to try to deal with that group of Marines and kind of overestimating their power. Because, holy smokes, did they all die. Every single Mutalisk but one died there. Yeah, Marine count looking good. Irradiate is done, and there's the Irradiate. Nice split. Good split. A-tier split. Excellent job by Shine. He's having a pretty good opening. I gotta say, fourth base down this way. If he gets a fourth base up and the Terran cannot get a third anytime soon. Well, just kidding. Canceled. Canceled. Fallen back. Just kidding. Not actually expanding here. One Marine's going to shut that down. Consume's not done yet. When that happens, I think we'll probably see a fourth base in this location or maybe up here. Drone checks to see if it's safe to go. Ling Muta coming in, getting a tank. Irradiate split. Not quite as good that time. Okay, that was like an F-tier split. He took 3 Mutas with the irradiated Mutalisk there. Drone thinking about expanding top left. That could be interesting. A bit of a ninja expand. I'm not sure that SSak would check that. I mean, he is scanning quite a bit, but I'm not sure he's checking that top left-hand corner in particular. Scans both the natural and the third base. Sees the wiggly boys, which means that Consume is done. He does scan the top left. Good man. Oh, that's a good scan by SSak. He sees it, and he's like, we'll send like 2 dudes up there to make it happen. Okay, jumping in. Yes. Oh, Scourge, Scourge. Haha. Scourge connection 0. Nicely done. Yeah, sending these dudes up to kill that base. That's canceled. Yeah, he canceled it. He knew. This is good. SSak's doing a pretty good job. If the Zerg player gets a fourth base here and can defend it successfully, I think the Terran player dies, but he's doing an amazing job shutting that thing down. Irradiate on a Defiler is an amazing, easy to accomplish thing that is so powerful and so damaging to the Zerg player. Although, I mean, sometimes you got to worry about Scourge protecting. Okay, no, that's not what I'm talking about at all. Not like that. Diving forward to pick off a Defiler is a scary thing. I'm not going to say it's easy, but a lot of the time it is. A lot of chaos is happening. Fourth base again, 6 o'clock, and you can lose that Science Vessel pretty easily. It's a lot of gas for a dead Science Vessel. It is 200 plus gas there, so got to be careful. Macro Hatch is at the third. He's at 45 drones, 62 SCVs, now on 3 bases. Crackling is just kind of poking up, seeing what we're dealing with here. The third base is up and running. Metasynaptic node on the way. And Plague catching a Science Vessel. Not bad. Not a bad one. This is pretty tough to crack. 3 stacked Lurkers with an Overlord on top of it, so you can't target the Lurkers particularly with Irradiate. Incredibly annoying stuff. Such an abuse of the mechanics. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. So we're going to go Ultra Ling here with Defiler. And we'll see what the response is here from SSak. What's he going to do here at 14 minutes? He's got good map control. He's got groups here, group here, group here. Just trying to make sure the Zerg player doesn't feel comfortable sieging up. Yeah, what you can do, right, against these Lurkers that are stacked up is siege tank shoot them. That works pretty well, which is why they're all spread out now. Nice snipe on a Science Vessel, but there are 2 more coming. More where those ones came from. Not enough energy for Irradiates there, but a slow death at the fourth base by SSak would be huge. Ling Lurker counterattack up to the third base possibly, but They don't have a Defiler with them. He's just going to try to go in blind. Not blind, but go in without the support of the Dark Swarm or the Plague. He gets this group out of position a little bit. Oh, Ling almost jumped on that tank, but high ground had set it up. Fourth base is dead. He did break through there. Nicely done. Couple lurkers died unnecessarily. I feel like medics went down as well. Also feels kind of unnecessary. This attack is aborted up to the third base. Not happening. Run to somewhere else. Get to the high ground. Yeah, this is looking like a great game from sSak. He's absolutely shutting down any attempt at a fourth base from the Zerg Shine, while his third base is rolling at the same time here. Yeah, these cracklings are scary. Plagues a couple science vessels there too. Lings with the old 1-1 upgrade. And Adrenal, pretty incredible stuff. The Defiler amongst the Lings, causing major problems. Shine, he does kind of get it out there eventually, but he bruised up some of his buddies there for sure. Maybe up the left side, says Shine. I really want a fourth base here at 15 minutes, man. This needs to be something that I can do. sSak is playing so well. Okay, just walked into a bunch of lurkers for no reason. At the very least, Shine cannot allow sSak to get a fourth base of his own before the Zerg player gets his own fourth base. So he Nidus built a hatch here. Can he not? Is that Nidus blocking hatch position? Kind of feel like maybe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth base. Fifth base, technically 2. Scans it, sees it, says, Are you seriously? Yeah, free Lings are going to buy a little bit of time here as reinforcements do come over this way. Again, no Defilers. Scourge connections. Big! About half the science vessels go down, if not more than that. Maybe more than half. Ugh. Defiler comes in late. He's like, wait, what are we doing, guys? There's a huge Dark Swarm attack up into the third base. Lings got in. Evacuation of the SCVs is huge. The attack down south is also taking out that fifth base of Shine. This is chaos personified right now into this match. It's a hold. He can get the base back because there are no Hydralisks, there are no Mutalisks to kill these command centers, and there's enough tanks here. He's really going heavy into the tanks, which I appreciate. It's good against Ultras, it's good against Hydra too, but yeah, this base is gone. Okay, radiating the Defiler. Not enough energy to do anything. Gonna die. Lings hop inside the Dark Swarm, die immediately, and now we can retake the third base, as a fourth base is finally up for Shine at the 9 o'clock. Can he hold on to it is the question. We'll have to wait and see. Anabolic Synthesis is on the way. Ultra Speed, Ultra Armor is done. Further upgrades for the Lings. Just too many siege tanks. Oh, good Plague on the tanks, though. This is where we start needing to add a couple Fire Bats into the mix here, sSak. Just to send into this Dark Swarm when everybody is a Marine and you can't kill this Defiler because you don't have any splash. Third base landed. Try to get a fourth base over here too. Lings will delay it just a little bit. 106 to 167 supply. Shine's only at 42 drones. He needs to be droning up a lot. Nice Plague. I mean, his Plagues are great. His Dark Swarms are also very good. sSak, back it out. Just back it out. You don't need to stand here and be firing away at those Lings forever and ever. Production tab still doesn't show any Fire Bats. I'm concerned for sSak here, you guys. I like him. I don't know what he's going to be able to do here without any Fire Bats against all these Lings inside the Dark Swarm. He doesn't have any Vultures. He doesn't have any Spider Mines he can lay to try to deal with this stuff. He's just producing. He's producing a lot. He's up 60 supply, which is going to help immensely against anyone you're playing. If you're up 60 supply, you have an advantage there. But what he doesn't have is the splash damage to handle all the Dark Swarms that keep popping up. Ling upgrades, 2-1. Marine upgrades, 3-2. Working, a Fire Bat in production. Working on a vehicle weapon upgrades too. Scourge, yeah, it's a dead science vessel. Plagued again. Boy, you wish you had some Fire Bats, huh? So he sieges up the tanks. Then they Dark Swarm on top of him and jump right in there. What a sick Dark Swarm from Shine. Science vessel dead. Science vessel dead. Trying to dodge as much as he can. 2 science vessels remain of like 5 or 6 that were at this position earlier, but he feels safe enough to land the 4th command center. 66 to 48 workers, and everything's silent. No lurker inside the Dark Swarm. Lings rolling in here too. Ultralisk right on top of the tanks, though. Oh, man. Tank down. Tank down. Ultra's exploding, too. It is carnage. here at the 4th base of sSak. The Firebats are here to fight, but they need to be careful not to fight against the Ultralisks in particular. That just the Ling Ultra is so good right now, and in the 4th mineral line we go, fully evacuating from this spot is sSak. Can he do it? Ultralisk inside the Dark Swarm, guys. Got 6 kills. Gets outside of the Dark Swarm to go on top of the SCVs at the same time. Lings, no, 4th base is lifted off. What a scraptastic game this has been so far. We're not even close to done yet either. Ultralisk down. Ultralisk inside the Dark Swarm. Friendly fire splash. There you go. Got him with the splash. Lings rolling in here too. A lot of dead stuff. Tank count is not insane, but it's good enough to thin out what's going on inside the Dark Swarm. The friendly fire on the Marines and the medics inside there is regrettable, but you do what you have to do here in this situation, and that is fire on the stuff inside the Dark Swarm. 4th base lands again. This is why Ling Ultra is maybe not the current most favorite meta. Do we have... the Plague Science Vessel doesn't take the Muta hit. Insane stuff. Irradiating the Ultras ahead of time is really good. It thins out those Lings. It hurts the Ultras. It hurts their friends too. Irradiate is everybody's favorite spell. Without Irradiate, I think this strategy would just kill Terrans straight up. Every time. I really do. It's kind of like how Psystorm, if it didn't exist, then Protoss would lose to Zerg every single time. Lings up in the 3rd mineral line. And Ultralisk and Lings inside the 4th mineral line. 50 to 51. Overall supply. The macro's insane right now. 4 bases for Shine is all he really needs. He hasn't expanded. He probably should have expanded a couple times by now. He's thinking about taking that top left, and he does, because he's keeping sSak on the back foot. The Firebats inside the Dark Swarm are cruising and just barbecuing up those Lings. Ultralisk taking that splash damage, going down. Plague, yes, but Defiler's dying for it as well. Bam, done. Defiler inside Dark Swarm, dead to Siege Tank. The 1 Mutalisk actually gets sent away, which is nice. sSak relands the 4th. 3rd base back and moving, bringing SCVs on over, but oh no, guess who's full sending some more? Yeah, lift. He lifts it. Scourge take it down. Massive. Lings and Ultra try to come down from an unexpected angle into a bunch of tanks, but I'm not sure that was a good trade. Again, the tank count's getting a little bit hefty down in this position in particular. Running Ultras into this area is going to be bad news bears for them. The 4th command center died, which is huge. This base dying would also be big on the other side for the Terrans. Zerg player expanding here, expanding here. He heard me, and he's like, yeah, Falcon, I should be expanding a bunch of times. Why don't I do that? All right, so this is the canceled hatch, but Shine doesn't care, right? He's got a couple hatches down the bottom right side. Oh, hang on. No, what is this? Okay, we just sacrificed like 1,000 resources there. Because we're running up to shut that down at the same time. So that hatch is dead. Sacrifice nothing for no reason. These guys running down there would be dead as well. There's not enough Ultras or Lings to do that. Sneakily coming up this direction, now there's a Defiler. He didn't send the Defiler to that previous engagement, and it hurt him immensely. Defiler gets irradiated, but gets a Dark Swarm up first. And a Plague off at the same time. Beautifully done. sSak has enough money to build a command center, and he is. He's floating it up. Looking good. These guys are all very dead. Plagued and irradiated Ultralisk. I don't know. Ultra actually died first. Incredible. These guys are survivors up here. They're plagued, but they killed a base. They're doing it. They're doing their thing absolutely. 10 points to Gryffindor on that one. A counterattack with just a handful of Marines. 6 Marines. In fairness, they've got 3 attack and all that stuff, range and stim and things. They can kill buildings pretty darn quickly. They're going after these bases. These drones are going to transfer down here. No, absolutely not. Okay, they thought they were safe to go up this way, but that's not safe either. Hatch down. Dude, sSak. I love the tank count, man. I'm liking it. Drones getting killed here. Right side hatch lives. So he does manage to expand once. Shine's on 5 bases now, but sSak's on 4. These players are fighting and scratching and clawing at a really impressive level at this game. I am flabbergasted at how back and forth this game has been. RJB said it was a DEFCON 1, which is the highest level of DEFCON. Some people get confused and think DEFCON 5 is the highest DEFCON, but it's not. That is the least dangerous DEFCON. I feel like it's a little counterintuitive, but, you know, not that hard to figure out. once somebody informs you what's going on. Tanks up +2. I'd love for them to get a +3, but gas is really low for the Terran, as well as the Zerg here. I think SSak might have this. 47 to 42 workers. If he brings the tanks along... I mean, yes, the tanks are doing a great job defending this base to an impressive amount. But moving out with just the Marines is not going to work out. You need a radiates. There you go. Radiating the Defiler. He's trying to get up the ramp and get a Dark Swarm down before he explodes, and he does. One Dark Swarm and the second Dark Swarm. No, he gets exploded by tank fire before the second Dark Swarm, and the Zerg has to retreat. 2 Sunkens at the top of the ramp. I guess there's a Nidus there, which represents a lot of reinforcements, so never mind. I was going to say, is that takeable by the Terran? Not with this many Marines. No. Not with an Ultralisk there as well. Just make sure this isn't happening. This isn't happening, but Shine's keeping an eye on it. SCV checks to make sure. Is there any Zerg down this way? And there is. There's a lot of Zerg down this way, actually. 3 Ultralisks is nothing to shake a stick at. 147 to 121 supply. SSak is up. Terran is floating his engineering bays. I guess he's never going to get that +3 armor. Fair enough. You don't have to. There you go. Tanks. Yes, this tank position covers this ramp and that ramp. So he's got unsieged tanks fighting against the Ultras, which is pretty good. Really not too bad here. Oh, getting a plague on him is so amazing, though. Yeah, Ultras taking tank shots. Never what they want to be doing here. And not an amazing second Dark Swarm by that Defiler. Look at that placement. Ultra's going to leave it and die immediately, though. Yeah, we need to repair these tanks. Oh my gosh, this one Ultralisk is trying. He's hiding. I don't think the Ultralisk could get back there and get on top of those tanks. Amazing stuff, Defiler. Another one dies. Irradiate that way. This is stressing me out. I feel like, from the perspective of SSak, this is so dangerous, and it is. It really is. These Dark Swarms getting on top of his bases usually mean the base dies, but tanks kind of change the equation a little bit. As you can see, stuff inside the Dark Swarms dying a lot more quickly than if it was just Marines over here, or even just Fire Bats and Marines. The tanks do very well inside the orange cloud. It's just they're not very mobile and whatnot. Did he come by and actually snipe that Nidus? Are you? No, no. This is a full health. Okay, that was the worst drop I've ever seen. What are we doing, SSak? That was never going to work. You knew there was an Ultralisk there. Yeah, I think Shine, he's under 100 supply, but I feel like Shine has control of this game. I really do. He is getting some really good value on this side of the map. SSak hasn't been able to do anything on the other side of the map for a while here. But SSak's holding on. This base is everything to Shine. It is paramount. If he loses that, I think he might lose the game. He's going to start mining out of resources here really soon. He's not even mining from his natural base anymore. Maybe saving those minerals for a rainy day or something of the sort. Oh, that was Scourge connections on science vessels. You heard those. Man, you cannot win this game if you keep losing science vessels. Now here's the thing. You want these tanks to cover this area because Ling Ultra inside your main base is bad, but also you kind of want more stuff up this way too. Irradiate a little bit too late to the party. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not a lot. Shine is not sending 10 Ultras this way, but they are getting the job done anyway, especially against these Marines. Tank shots, irradiates, make the Ultras fall back. They're just trying to get their pound of flesh here. This Ultralisk, yeah, might have been irradiated when it died, not entirely sure. Engineering bays are floating out, hoping to absorb Scourge shots and just provide a vision of where on Earth. Nice Scourge connections, or 0 Scourge connections there, connecting by the Terran player. Trying to get a drone down here. No. $127 to 83 supply. SSak's been on 4 bases for a while now, but he's completely mined out of every other base he's got. He's 1 base mining. Versus a 2 base mining. Good. Scourge connections. Every pair of Scourge is 75 gas. Aw, he let a connection hit there. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. The Filer. See, can you irradiate the... Defilers when they're over here instead of when they're up here. It's a lot easier to prevent Dark Swarms from getting up to your base. But then you get plagued. Exactly what happened to these science vessels. He's like, what do I want to do? Nothing. I don't have any energy to irradiate on that science vessel. Scourge popping. Ah, wrong time. 2 science vessels die. One of them was already plagued, so not really that impressive. And then a ton of ultras pop out. The siege tanks are trying to kite and single target as much as they can here. But hold on, it's a lot of Marines. That's a great engagement for the Terrans. SSak, 129 to 73 supply. Shine, if SSak is the one who's the attacker here, I think Shine's in a lot of trouble. He's evacuating the drones from this position, loses a couple of them in the process. This hatch is dead. Nidus down, hatch down. These drones didn't get the evacuation notice. He's only got 34 workers. Losing 4 at this stage is a big chunk of his economy. He still keeps trying to drop over here. Like, what are you... And I think every time they just get wiped out. I don't know if he's just trying to, like, tax Shine's APM by dropping over that direction. Seems like something maybe he would do, but that's big. Knocking out one of the bases of income for Shine. He's only got 1 now. It's 1... and it's 1. 1 base to 1 base will favor a Terran in TVZ 99 times out of 100. There might be some situations where the Zerg player can pull it out in the end, but this is looking bad. Oh, SSak. Top left expanding. 2 drones, long distance mining from this spot. I mean, that's what you can do here. Might as well mine from these minerals too. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's maybe 200 total minerals, which is not going to buy you a lot. It's not going to buy you a single Ultralisk. That's for darn sure. Maybe some Scourge, but again, gas is low here too. Yeah, just sending Ultras across the map. Wings. That factory dying's kind of a huge deal. Production matters in late games like this. Nice Dark Swarm again. Dude, if Shine can wipe this entire contingent out and get up into that 4th base, he can make this thing happen. That tank just fell into the Dark Swarm. Oh, I guess he's protected. Well, nothing here. Lings and Ultras don't care about that. Another great Dark Swarm. Ultralisk killing medics inside there. Absolutely unhinged. These guys long distance mining. There's double gas up here? Did I never notice there was double gas at this base, or is this a version of the map that has double gas and there's other versions that don't? Ooh, Falcon's having weird thoughts. Weird memories here. So bunker's great until the Dark Swarm shows up. But hey, there's not a Dark Swarm here, so never mind. Incredible stuff. Look at this bunker. Look at it go. Best bunker ever against Ling Ultra. Okay, but now the Lings show up. You can't repair through that. You can repair through Ultralisk damage. You can't repair through that. Radiated Defiler, full energy Defiler, Dark Swarm. I think he wants to find a plague target. Oh, he dies with full energy. You don't have the money to just lose a Defiler without a single spell cast, Shine. Good grief. This base is in trouble. 130 to 61 supply. SSak's been up like 2 to 1 today on Shine and hasn't been able to close the deal. But maybe this is enough? Okay, at the very least, he's trying to do it. No! He saves the hatch. No, he did it. He saved the hatch. But top left base of SSak ends up landing. Engineering base, cutting to make sure this base doesn't happen. Another attack through this angle. I don't know, these have been the most successful attacks today for Shine. Scourge coming in after the distractions have arrived. And yes, losing a couple science vessels there. Horrible stuff. Ultralisk has 5 kills. Runs into a base. There's not much for him to do there, but this is massive. This money versus this money. And GG Shine. Taps out. SSak gets the win. What an absolutely crazy TVZ that was. That was fantastic. What a great game. Thanks for sending that in, RJB. Incredible stuff. Woo. 119 supply for SSak, and he wins. excellent stuff with the tanks. I do like it when they make a lot of tanks, especially against Hydras and Ultralisks, which a Zerg player in a late game doesn't have Ultralisks or Hydralisks, then what are they doing, right? I just like tanks. Excellent job, tanks. A lot of you died. You didn't get +3, but you won anyway. Good appreciative stuff. And yeah, making sure that Shine did not take this base was the key to victory here. As well as killing this one, right? That was such a scrappy, such a stressful game. And yeah, I kind of feel like attacking here didn't yield many results, right? But again, attacking into a tank line here wouldn't yield many results either. But attacking right here instead of right here? I don't know. Sean made some questionable decisions, but yeah, his macro was good. He never got up to 60 workers. But good stuff. 244,000 points, 252,000 from Shine. SSak got outpointed, but he won the game. 936 Zerg units were produced here, almost 1,000. We've got 700 units killed by SSak, 400 by Shine. This was such a bloodbath. 63 units right here constructed, 63 buildings, 12 to 8 raised, and out-resourcing the Terran player by 8,000 resources. Wasn't enough today, so excellent job, SSak. Wow, impressive game. I would have given up so early, but he kept working, kept hammering away at the Zerg, kept defending, and a ridiculous win. I hope he was proud of it, because I'm proud of it as well. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.